Hi, it's me again, Maggie from the beautiful Satsang House in San Diego, coming to you live. I'm just returning with a few more tidbits about what is meditation, why would we meditate, how do we meditate, all that good stuff. So really, meditation is to help you remember that you are not your thoughts, that you are the person or the thinker of your thoughts, that your essential nature really is in the space of pure awareness, that if we were to take our bodies away, that our spirit would still be here. And so meditation takes you from the activity and the chaos of your life to quieter and quieter levels of thinking. And in that process, then you're able to slip into what we call the gap, which is that space we talked about in the last video. That space between the thoughts is actually called the gap. And the gap in the ancient language of Sanskrit is actually called Atman Darshan. And Atman Darshan means glimpsing the soul. So when we can get still and quiet our internal dialogue and find that pause between the thoughts, we're actually able to get a glimpse of our souls. So one of the things that that's really important to remember, other than you are not your thoughts, that you're the thinker of your thoughts, is the idea that we are under so much stress on a daily basis that we're kind of living in this state of fight and flight for most of the time, almost all day long. And fight and flight is actually a primitive response that it resides in the amygdala portion of our brain. It's an important physiological response if you're faced with danger or fear or something like that. It's the response that ignites in your body to actually save your life in moments of where you feel danger or something like that. Your body kicks into high gear. And if I ask you for a minute to just take a second and think about a time where you were really afraid or felt threatened, or even during your day when you feel under a lot of stress, what are the kinds of feelings that you get in your physiology? And if you can identify that, they might look a little bit like you sweat a little bit more, you feel your heart racing, maybe you're quick to anger. But those are some of the things you can notice. But the things you may not notice are the things that are going on in your physiology that are really actually could be precursors to disease, stress-related illness. Now, I live in the United States, and I know for a fact that much of what our society goes through in terms of chronic illnesses and such has a lot to do with chronic stress that our society is under. I'm imagining too in Australia, it's not that much different, or in any other parts of the world. So this fight and flight response kicks into gear even if we're not being chased by a lion or we're not being threatened with harm. Maybe we're just late for a big important meeting, or we left our briefcase on the bus, or we lost our cell phone, or almost got hit by a car. Maybe it's something like that. When those sorts of things happen throughout our day, that fight and flight response just kicks into high gear. And the parts that you can't see that your physiology is undertaking when you're in that response are that your blood pressure also rises along with your heart rate. You may perspire more, which we mentioned, but your cortisol levels go a little bit wonky. Your adrenal glands fire up, get your adrenaline going because you think your body thinks you're in danger. Your digestion slows. Because really, if you're in danger, is it important to digest your breakfast? Your body doesn't think so. It's more important for you to survive. So your digestion slows. Also, that hormone that's responsible for anti-aging, the hormone called DHEA, that hormone slows. So have you ever noticed somebody who's in chronic stress or under a lot of stress? They tend to look a little older than their age. That's why, because of that particular hormone. And also our blood platelets slow down, get a little clumpier, don't move quite as quickly. And you can tell just by these little examples that all of these things that are happening to your physiology when your body feels threatened are actually, if you look at it, they're actually a precursor to all kinds of disease, autoimmune diseases, digestive problems, heart disease, diabetes, adrenal issues. All of those things can actually be mitigated if you begin a practice of meditation. Now, I'm not going to suggest that meditation will cure you of a chronic illness, but I will suggest that a lot of the stress that you bring to the party can be softened with the use of meditation on a daily basis. And the greatest gift of meditation, too, is if you do make it a habit, that over time it's easier and easier and easier for you to just sit and slip right into meditation without much effort whatsoever. So let's meet again soon, and I'll give you a little more tidbits, a little more ideas, and a little more of the gold of that meditation and mindfulness can bring to you. Until then, thanks.